Dear comrades, this is a talk on MACP, that is Modified Assured Career Progression. This is a unique, complex system. But to understand clearly about MACP, we should go back the already existing system of promotions prior to 6th CPC, that is prior to 1 on 2006, to have an idea about the previously existing promotional avenues will clear some doubts or will give clarity on MACP. After the third CPC, at that time, even post-based and non-based promotions were available. The department or government thought at that time that to give avenues for new entrants, because in 70s a large number of recruitments did take place. In order to give chances to young elements, they decided to conduct one-third LIG examination, because in normal course at that time it took 28 years or not less than 27 years to get lower selection grade promotion. Even most of the employees retired without getting any promotions. Only a countable few employees were getting HG 2 or HG 1. It was only rare cases. Hence they decided to conduct one-third LIG. For one-third LIG examination, a minimum services of 10 years had been prescribed at that time. But in respect of SPCO employees, they reduced the minimum service of 5 years to get supervisory cadre in the SPCO organization. 1 or 2 examinations held at that time. But after qualifying the examination, they have to wait for a long time to get a due promotion of LIG. Then, on account of struggles of service associations, in 1983, an agreement has been signed for one-time pound promotion on completion of 16 years in respect of major categories of employees, because that NTC Group D and certain other categories of employees were omitted. Only the operative postal assistants and postmen and test category Group Ds were brought into their OTB promotion, one-time bound promotion. The condition was that on completion of 16 years in a particular cadre, whether it is postman or test category Group T or PA, they will get a TBOB promotion. The scale equivalent to then prevailing LIG scale. But one rider was also given that if a non-test category Group D subsequently qualified for test category, in respect of those, the 16 years was counted from the date of entry into non-test category, and awarded the one promotion. But at that time, there was a system of 40-point roster for giving special reservation to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes employees. For them, some review was taken place in respect of those who had completed 10 years of service in the respective cadres. After a long struggle, with the effect from 1/10/1991, we get another time-bound promotion, but it has been differently called as BCR, Biennial Cadre Review. That biennial cadre review has been taken place on completion of 26 years or more. Unlike the first one-time bound promotion, which gave on completion of 16 years the promotion awarded, here a review was ordered to be taken as on 1st January or 1st July, and the promotions in respect of those who have completed 26 years or more in the respective half year, they were awarded BCR promotion either with effect from 1st January or 1st July. At that time also, this 40-point roster existed for review to give the promotion to the reserved categories. They fixed 17 years of service for elevation under BCR. In the meantime, the other categories of employees like SVCO, they have also been brought into the category of one-time bound promotions and BCR promotions. In respect of SVCO, that one-time bound promotions took place from 1/8/1991 and BCR as usual from 1/10/1991. But in the case of operative staff, that time-bound promotions for 16 years, that is for counting 16 years. The 16 years has been calculated from the post they held. If they held Group D and continue to be Group D, the 16 years counted from the date of entry in the Group D. Suppose if the Group D got promotion to postman before 16 years and 16 years promotion in the postman cadre has been awarded on completion of 16 years from the date of entry in the postman cadre. Likewise in the clerical cadre. That is, even though it is called a two-pronged promotion, that is, one is one-time bound promotion, another is BCR promotion. Actually, if a Group D official got a promotion to postman, then from the postman on completion of 16 years in the postman cadre, he got OTB promotion in the postman and the BCR promotion in the postman. Likewise, excluding the Group D, that 3 level of elevation they got. But taking into account the direct entry in the postman cadre, that postman on completion of 16 years they got OTB promotion and BCR promotion in that cadre. Suppose the postman qualified in the limited competitive examinations as PA. Then from postman, PA, on completion of 16 years of service in PA cadre, one-time promotion, then BCR promotion. In this case also, excluding the postman cadre, he could get 3 elevations. This is for operative staff. But in respect of SPCO, it is a different concept. The SPCO consists of 2-layer officers, LDC and UDC. For LDC, it is a direct recruitment. Direct recruitment for LDC. From LDC, they could take departmental examinations for UDC and got promoted at UDC. The postal assistant also, after completion of 5 years, he could also sit for UDC examination and got promotion in the SPCO as UDC examinations. Likewise, it is a composite cadre. It is not a single cadre, composite cadre. For them, they mingled all these cadres into one PA cadre. And the services were counted from the date of entry of each officers to complete the 16 years of service or 26 years of service. But in that case, if a junior most LDC got a TBOB promotion, the UDC who had less than 16 years of promotion also got OTP promotions, that is stepping up a promotion, which refers to his junior most LDC. Likewise BCR also. Hence, in respect of SPCO cadre, most of the UDCs got one-time promotion and BCR promotion even before completion of 16 years and even before completion of 26 years. Hence, we need not deeply delve into that category. Next, a promotion system called ACP, Assured Career Progression System, Assured Career Progression System, of giving 2 elevations in the promotional scale has been framed and introduced with effect from 9/8/1999 to some excluded categories like stenographer in the divisional office, Group D in the administrative offices, canteen employees, and some isolated posts like physical director in the PTC, etc. In that case, that is under ACP system, the first promotion was given after completion of 12 years and the second promotion after completion of 24 years from the date of entry. On another promotion for still excluded categories called institute promotions were awarded to some excluded categories, still excluded categories like Group D's in Post Training Center and some other cadres. Now, we should know what is the difference between this time-bound promotion, BCR promotion, and the other types of promotion called institute promotions and ACP promotions. The time-bound promotions or BCR promotions, these two promotions were awarded in agreement with the service associations and the Department of Post. That is exclusively for Postal Department, originally P&T Department, then after Postal Department. These two promotions were awarded as per the agreement entered into by the Service Association and the Department of the Post. Whereas in the case of Institute promotions and ACP promotions, these two were awarded as per the guidelines or the instructions directly issued by the Department of Personnel and Training. That ACP promotions in other departments also, the Department of Personnel and Training introduced. This MACP promotion also, now we are going to talk, has also been framed directly by the Department of Personnel and Training, replacing all the erstwhile different kinds of promotions with the conditions. If one adopts, if a department adopts MACP promotion, they cannot have concurrently the other types of promotions. Hence, up to the 6th CPC, that is 31/12/2005, the various kinds of promotions, TBOB, BCR, Institute promotions, and ACP promotions were available. But at this juncture, we should not confuse that stagnation increment. It is a different one, because the institute promotion, for condition of institute promotions, the officials should complete 1 year of maximum increment. Beyond that, no increment. The last increment he should draw at least more than 1 year. Then only that official was entitled for institute promotions. But this stagnation increment is a different one. We need not confuse both the institute promotion and the stagnation increment. Yes, these time-bound promotions, confining to time-bound promotions, what we should know is that at each cadre, at each elevator cadre, not the entry cadre, at each elevator cadre, after getting the normal promotion or norm-based promotion by way of examinations or by promotions, from that cadre onwards, the 16 years period was counted for one-time bound promotion in that elevator cadre. And from that one-time bound promotion, that BCR promotions are counted. Hence, each at every stage, we could enjoy the TBOB promotion or the BCR promotions. But in the case of ACP, the ACP promotion was counted from the entry cadre. From the entry cadre, if an official completed 12 years of service, he was elevated to the next promotional scale. After completion of 24 years, the second next promotional scale. These were the systems prevailing up to 31/12/2005. From 1/1/2006, the 6th CPC came into effect. The earlier promotions, that 1/3 LNG is during the 3rd CPC. That one-time bound promotion also during the period of 3rd CPC. that BCR effective from 1/10/1991 was during the period of 4th CPC. That ACP promotion from 9/8/99 was during the period of 5th CPC. Now, in the 6th CPC taking effect from 1/2006, actually the pay commission recommended only the ACP type of promotions of 2-tier promotion only. Whereas the government took a decision to give promotion 3 levels of elevation at the end of 10 years each, 10 years, 20 years and 30 years. But though the 6th CPC, the pay and allowances, fixation of pay and allowances took place with the effect from 1/2006, the MACP was effective only from 1/9/2008, that is after 32 months. That is 2006 12 months, 2007 12 months, then 2008 1/9/2008, 2008 8 months. That is after 32 months they introduced this MACP scheme. During this period, that is up to 31/8/2008, the eligible employees working during this period have already been awarded TBOB, BCR, ACP, institute, all sorts of promotions. Now, the 6th CPC, the government took a decision, since the MACP is effective only from 1/9/2008, from 1/2006 up to 31/8/2008, the old prevailing system of TBOB promotion, ACP promotion and other kinds of promotions may be awarded to the eligible officials who have completed the required services during this period. The ramification or implications of this we can discuss in the next segment. Why I am discussing the earlier promotions? At least a brief knowledge of the earlier promotions will help to understand the promotions awarded during the period of 1/2006 and 31/8/2008 and thereafter under MACP. Because after the issue of recent order, that is 6/9/2021, a vast confusion prevails among the employees. Hence, to get clearance from all these things, we should have some idea of the earlier promotions and the original MACP promotions and the applicability of the MACP promotions in the 7th CPC. Only to have the basic knowledge, I am discussing as an introduction the earlier promotional orders in this regard. Hence, there are many doubts, many confusions many irregularities to be cleared after 1/1/2006. To get clearance, we should have this brief knowledge of earlier promotions. With this end, I conclude this segment, and let me come in the second segment with regard to the promotions awarded during 1/1/2006 and 31/8/2008, and thereafter in the third segment let me discuss from 1/9/2008 up to 31/12/2005. For the latter part of 7th Pay Commission, I think let me have it as the last segment. With this, I thank you very much for the comrades, and I am also thankful to our General Secretary for giving this opportunity to have this talk. Thank you.